Welcome back to my channel. My name's Carly and I make everything vegan and gluten-free, but today is not going to be a food video or recipe. I've decided I'm going to do a bit of food journaling. Now, if you've been following me for a while or you have seen my gluten-free diagnosis video, you know I have celiac disease. And, well, I can't have dairy either, but I don't know, some other things bother me as well. So I follow a very strict gluten-free diet and dairy-free diet. I'm also vegan, so everything comes from plants that I eat, right? But over the past, I don't know, whatever, I have encountered some struggles and I'm getting really frustrated. So the point of this video is going to be showing you guys a little bit of my frustrations with my body and just journaling, how to properly food journal, and actually going through, because I want to pinpoint or try to pinpoint what is actually causing me problems. This video might be TMI, so if you are not down for any sort of those kind of gut health problems to talk about or to listen to, click away now, because I'm going to be opening up about that kind of stuff. In general, my gut health is fairly good. I would say it's been over 2 years now since I've been diagnosed, and for the most part my stomach is great. I have like my off days, but off days are really like nothing. It's like I'm gonna say I have like a rating system, okay y'all? So I have like a stool rating system, if you will. We're just gonna jump right into it, okay? I have like the perfect stool is like what you would think is literally perfect. It's solid, it's together, it's like one foul swoop, it's like no cleanup required, if you get my meaning of that. So for me, it's not consistent like that. It is often enough that I'm happy. Then I go down a little bit where when I was eating gluten, I could tell the difference, okay? So if you've paid attention to your body, like, I think that stool is a very, very good determining factor or like evidence, like, so if you look at it, you know what's going on in your gut, right? So if it's like looser or whatever, but still like fairly normal, I'm like, okay, like my stomach probably didn't appreciate something I ate, but like it's not a big deal. It's not like I'm going to the bathroom several times a day or anything. My stomach doesn't hurt. Yada yada yada. And then obviously it gets worse from there. The worst, in my opinion, being like literally pure water, nothing digested, etc. Right? Now, the reason I'm starting this food journaling is because it's almost like once a week, I swear to God, I get the worst of the worst, or I'll have some other weird, like my stomach was in pain or bloated or whatever, and I was kind of like, that's weird because I strictly don't eat gluten. Like, Clay will have a burger here and there or whatever, some bread, but I'm really careful with cross contact. The use of food journaling is going to be trying to help me pinpoint what I might be eating that my body doesn't like, because I haven't done food allergy testings or anything like that. I just know I can't have gluten and dairy. I decided let's start right now because today is another frustrating freaking day because I felt fine, feeling energized, feeling motivated, and I was doing some work, and then I was like, oh, I'm like starving. So I woke up starving, and then I was starving for lunch too, and I was just writing on a little whiteboard on our fridge, and all of a sudden I was just like, holy shit, like the ground is moving out from under my feet. Like I felt like so dizzy all of a sudden, and I was like, whoa. And then I'm like, what the hell? Like that's really weird, and that's really a super, like, to me that's like a gluten thing, to become dizzy or disoriented. And then after that point I was like, I kind of just feel off and not like normal, but I don't feel sick or anything like that. So that was weird, and I'm like, Kim, well, I'm hungry, like I need to eat, yada yada, drink water. So I ate lunch and everything. Shortly now after, I'm like, okay, my stomach is upset. Great. I didn't see that one coming. I, of course, we hit the nail at the very bottom of our list. What did I call it? Our stool rating system. And I'm like, mother, like, and I just get so frustrated, you guys. If you struggle with food, you will relate, because it is so frustrating when you think you're doing everything right and your body just is like, no, I don't think so. And to be that far, to be doing so normal and so good all week, and then all of a sudden, my body's just like, no, I'm not digesting absolutely anything. And I don't even know the time period, the time frame. When I think about what I ate yesterday, nothing should have bothered me. I ate like fairly simple meals yesterday. I ate the same thing for breakfast every day. And then lunch is usually leftovers. So I had like a couple theories going for what might be bothering my stomach that severely. Like, to me, that's very severe. And the thing is, like, tomorrow or like for a week again or 2 weeks, I'll go right back to normal and like be just like, I have no idea. This will be my day one. I will write down, I'll show you guys, I'll write down what I ate. I will show you how I'm going to structure it so that I can really narrow in on symptoms and how I'm feeling after each meal. Because just watch, again, TMI, my period is supposed to start, so tomorrow. Normally, if that wasn't the case, probably I honestly wouldn't even go to the bathroom for a day, because I literally have nothing left inside of me. So tomorrow I would say would be nothing, but if you have a uterus, you know, they tend to go in, those two things tend to go together, so we'll see. Like I said, I'm just trying to keep up on the simple, and also now I'm feeling like starving, and I just ate lunch like half an hour ago and I feel so starving, so I know I'm malnourished. Like, I know nothing digested, nothing absorbed from a certain time period, so I'm starving. So I'm just eating some gluten-free crackers right now. I'll show you guys. These are my favorite. They're so good. So I'm just eating some crackers because like I did eat lunch and breakfast, so I'm gonna snack on some crackers. Also, I noticed earlier when I was heating up my food, after the dizzy spell, I was becoming a little dyslexic when I was talking, and I knew that was something that was off. Now, after I've eaten and everything, I'm feeling better, coherent, I'm speaking normally. So here is what I have so far for today. So I wrote out my breakfast, all the ingredients, and then I wrote out how I felt before, during, and after. Well, not after, I guess I missed that, but I felt normal after, so I didn't include that. I marked down what happened when I got dizzy, and then lunchtime, what time I ate. I should have probably put what time I ate breakfast. It was around like, honestly, it was around like noon. It was terrible. And then, so what I ate for lunch, which was leftovers, and then how I felt. So I was super hungry, and then I ate and I felt great. So when you're doing your food journal, you want to make sure you write down every single thing that you ate. I like to put what time that you ate every meal or snacks, everything. I also put liquids. Probably just gonna drink water all day today to rehydrate, because now I'm probably dehydrated. I also like to put either before, during, or after how I felt, because usually or whatever might feel like totally fine before, and then after might feel weird or whatever. Sometimes eating does not correlate to not feeling well. Everyone's different, so whatever's going on could have been from yesterday, could have been from 2 days ago, so I have no idea. But I remember like pretty much what I ate yesterday. I also made snickerdoodles, which I have never made before, but none of the ingredients should have been bothersome to me. It would have been really weird unless I accidentally contaminated myself, but like I said, we don't just have bread lying around the house, so there shouldn't have been any crumbs that I could have like contaminated with. So anyway, it's always just like a, gee, I don't know kind of thing. So I'm going to write everything down in hopes that I can then see how I was feeling. I can look back, because now I can't remember what I ate 2 days ago. Yesterday, fine. 2 days ago, no idea. With the food journaling, I'm just gonna make sure I do every single day and then how I felt. So tomorrow will be really good. a really good judge because, say for example, those red peppers from last night are what messed my stomach up. I ate it again for lunch today, so if my stomach is messed up tomorrow, I might blame the red peppers, which would be weird. But I don't even know what I'm gonna make for supper tonight. I wanted to do pasta with Beyond sausage and gluten-free noodles, but sometimes the high acidity of the pasta sauce, I think, doesn't do like great with me. Like, it's not like my stomach gets upset, just I could just tell. We didn't reach perfection, okay? Whenever I have pasta sauce, so I don't know. Anyways, I will update you guys tomorrow and show you where I'm at, show you how I feel the next day preceding, I was gonna say a blowout. It sounds like a fucking baby blowing out their diaper. Anyways, I will check back in with you tomorrow and we'll see how everything has changed. Welcome back. It is the next day, y'all. It is Thursday, and I am so happy to say that I'm feeling much better today, feeling practically back to normal. As I predicted, with these food issues, sometimes you just get to know your body and realize that, like, just because you had like one bad day or one like bad few hours does not mean it will always translate to the next day. So very happy with that. I just wrote down everything that I've eaten so far. It is around 6 p.m. right now. I had my same breakfast as usual, and honestly I felt normal, felt great. I was able to finish it completely, which I realized yesterday, if I didn't mention this already, I couldn't finish, like I had a hard time finishing my oatmeal. That should be the first sign something's wrong, if I'm struggling to finish my breakfast, because I eat the same breakfast every single day except for Sundays, and I always can finish it no problem, like whatever. So if you have a staple meal, keep it that way, because that can be a good judge of where you're at. So today, back to normal. I was snacking a little bit at work. I had some like Daya cheese shreds because they were on our cheese buns. So there's some that just like fall off, so that are kind of burnt and crispy. So I just like I ate a couple of those. And I felt really good. And then we had some fruitcake donuts for a taste test, and I took one little bite of that, and I'm just gonna blame it on that, but like I did not feel good after I ate that one bite, and I was like, I don't know about this. Plus I did not like it. I'm not a fruitcake person. I'm not a fruit fan. So anyways, I kind of felt ill a little bit. Not too bad though, just a little like, is my stomach gonna like get upset on me, just, and kind of like, I don't feel great now. But shortly after that, it went away. Thank the Lord. I had my lunch. I had my breakfast sandwich tofu. I will link the recipe here if y'all are curious as to what that is. I literally just make it up, cook it up, and then cube it and have it cold. That's what I eat for my lunch with my gluten-free crackers, the same ones I showed you guys yesterday. That's literally my lunch, and it does me so well. Oh yeah, well, surprise, I actually did use the bathroom, and it was basically back to normal. So clearly something that just totally wrecked my stomach for that yesterday afternoon, and I'm pretty much back on track today. Happy to report. Yay! Yeah, I'm gonna eat some donuts tonight, and we're gonna have some Korean barbecue tofu on baked potatoes, which should be great. But I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow, update you how I'm feeling. I'm sure you can even tell I'm like way more energized, and it's literally 6 o'clock and I worked all day. So one more suspicion, I realized yesterday night that I had hot chocolate. It's vegan, gluten-free and everything. However, we had put some of our oat coffee creamer into it. Sometimes I don't do well with processed oat things like that, and my stomach did hurt after I drank the hot chocolate that night. So I'm going to potentially say that might have been a culprit also. Anyways, that is it for today's update. I will see you tomorrow. I am back with another update. It has been a few days now, guys. It is Tuesday, so we started this on a Wednesday, and it is almost a full week. And I was going to just be happy and like, yes, everything has just been quite normal and everything, honestly, up until today. I'll show y'all where we're at. Okay, so Here's my journaling Friday. I didn't really write as much, but like when I'm feeling fine, I just literally write down like I'm feeling normal and then write what I've eaten. I just like put aside what I drank because mostly it's just water. Then we have our Saturday where I ate more. I just also make notes if like I'm feeling like gassy or whatever. And then, I mean, because why not? And then Sunday, again, like if I was gassy, whatever. And then here I have Monday and today so far. So on Monday, I also didn't have much because I felt pretty good, like pretty normal. Everything is good. So when I'm saying like everything is normal, I'm based off of my own degree of normalcy. So going to the bathroom once a day, eating similar foods, or feeling generally well. So I don't have any type of like, oh, my stomach hurt, or oh, I felt like weird or ill, any of those types of things. So if anything is like out of my normal range, I'll write it down. Same with like, I'm actually, now that I've cut out like so many things, not so many things, like dairy and gluten mainly, I'm really not that gassy, where like prior to, I was gassy all the time. Like I had so many problems with gas. So that's why I do jot it down, because it is a little bit abnormal, but it's not something that like, I'm gonna be like, oh no, like I don't care. Especially if I'm going to bed, like I really don't care. If I'm going to bed, like I'm gonna go to sleep and no one's gonna know. So anyways, to today brings us to today. I also would say like I have not been perfect yet. I have not gotten back to perfection. Up until today, I was like, I was feeling normal, fine. I'm still feeling normal, fine, except my stomach was like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's almost as if you're like, oh, am I gonna have diarrhea? It's like that kind of feeling, but like, I never really know. Okay, so if you can tell with your body like those kinds of feelings as well, it's a good judge. It's just two things we can check off. I went to the bathroom more than once today, and it is only like not even 2 o'clock, so that's our red flag. And then our second one is that this time was more definitely lower on that scale of being poor, very at the bottom, not entirely at the bottom. So I know something bothered me, and I have a little clue, and I think it is last night, because I swear every time I make these, it's like a sesame peanut sauce, and usually it's like a wrap. I've made them on my channel before, and it's a rice paper wrap, rice, usually tofu, this sesame peanut sauce, yada yada. I love them, they're so freaking good. And I think that maybe sesame bothers me because that's the only thing that's like different that I don't regularly eat. And every time, I swear, every time I make these wraps, I kind of feel a little off, like my stomach kind of feels like it didn't like it the next day, and I can never know why. But now I'm thinking like it must be the sesame, because that's the only thing. It has, the sauce has a ton of tahini and sesame oil in it. That would make sense to me, that it would be that. And since it was just from last night, it could make sense that it would like go through, because everything else has honestly been really normal, like potatoes and tofu and like literally all things that I like normally really eat. And I was gonna say, oh, maybe it's like the cookies or the chocolate that I've been eating over the past few days, but like I've eaten like 2 cookies, like 2 Oreos, or like a few chunks of chocolate over the span of like 3-4 days. So like that doesn't make sense to me, because it's not enough. You know what I mean? Where like a full meal full of something that I don't regularly have makes more sense in my mind. So I'm gonna keep on my journaling, and I will check back in with you guys tomorrow. Update time, y'all. So I was gonna update yesterday, and I was honestly just like so sick of my body. And I'm like, just when I thought things were turning around, they did not. They just got worse. So Tuesday and Wednesday, my stomach was not having it with me. Okay, guys, so I don't know if it was the sesame peanut sauce and it just broke me for 2 days straight, or I'm back to my tomato theory of I had a sandwich that I've had before, the spiced tofu sandwich with fresh tomatoes. I had a theory, fresh tomatoes, cherry and regular, do something to me. My body doesn't like it. Now, I don't know, it might actually make sense because literally I had nothing. Like, I literally had the wraps, I felt amazing, and then the next day I started not feeling good after breakfast, and then it was a thing. I ate lunch and my stomach was kind of like, but then I was fine. So I was like, okay. You know what? Honestly, I ended the night feeling really good. And then yesterday I just was, after breakfast, my stomach was upset again. And in the mornings it was like really annoying. It's really annoying, okay? However, honestly, my go-to, I'll share this with you guys, is that I feel like beans are the solution to so many of my stomach problems because I had chili. I made chili and I ate it that night and I ate it last night too. And like, I am back to perfection today, y'all. I'm happy to report we are back. Like, what? Like, I have my energy back, my motivation to do stuff. I just want to like go and do all the things, and like I feel great. I don't know. The chili fixed me. I don't know. I'm gonna test this theory more with other bean things, but I swear, like, maybe it's a fiber thing. Maybe I just not having enough fiber or something. I honestly, it is to be said still. And I don't know if you can tell in the camera, my face is like so red, but I was working all day. My voice is even, I'm like so exhausted right now. So I think that happened. My cheeks like flush when I'm like really tired or exhausted. I'm happy to report that today I'm feeling back to perfect health, perfect condition, but you wait, because we're gonna keep tracking for another week to see how long we can keep this up. Okay, I will talk to you guys again another day. Welcome back, y'all. I meant to update you yesterday, but so I was gonna update y'all Tuesday and then again today, Wednesday. We have completed our 2 weeks of journaling, of writing down how I feel, writing down everything I'm eating. However, on the weekend, Clay got sick, so I was taking care of him and trying to not get sick also, but my throat started feeling kind of scratchy and I was tired and I was like, you know what, let me just wrap it up tomorrow. So that's what we're gonna do. I am not a super, like, I don't know how to describe it. I've like never been one of those girls that's like highlighting things in their textbooks and like making little notes and like different stuff like that and organizing and making charts, and like my brain, that I don't know, the ADHD, it's not there, okay? I'm not that person. I'm a very much go with the flow, write down as much as I can in the seconds I remember it, and then carry on with my day. If I don't write it down, I totally forget. The whole premise to this was to be easy, to track how my gut is feeling and mentally, and then also to try to pinpoint things that are upsetting my stomach. Now, I could continue on doing this for probably a month or two to really hone in. I have gotten an idea, I think a couple things that, probably one thing, to be honest, I've kind of narrowed it down to. I might be wrong, but this is meant to open your eyes a little bit to see, okay, like maybe, okay, the things I've come to the conclusion of, I could take those out of my diet and see if I get an upset stomach period at all, or lessen them, and right? So, happy to report, I'm like back to normal. I'm perfect. I've been really good this past few days and everything, like since that last upset stomach I had. I honestly can't even remember when that was. So this is what I mean. I'm a simple gal. Breakfast, what I ate, what I drank. My throat's feeling scratchy. Bathroom, I just logged in and as a perfect, okay? Near perfection, whatever, that's good enough for me. My snacks, my lunch, I made sure, like, I try to make sure I have everything, even ketchup, whatever. Obviously, I'm not gonna put like salt or whatever. And how I'm feeling, so I was very tired. And then after supper as well, I felt exhausted, but then I had some Oreos. So actually, I think probably shouldn't have. I had like maybe 4 or 5 Oreos, which is like, normally I eat like 2, okay? Yes, I'm a weirdo. I don't really like sweets like that. I'll eat like 1 and then I'm like, I'm good. Anyways, today we're feeling good. Aside from the scratchy throat and the oncoming, hopefully not oncoming, cold that I am plagued with. I did see a comment. I saw a comment that was asking, I should actually just look at it, how to not become like just super like obsessed and involved and etc. into doing something like this. So for me, it's just automatically, I'm not like that. I cannot, for some reason, I cannot just get like, I do not get anal about this kind of thing. I'm just like, I just need some evidence of like, what the hell did I eat, because I can't remember. And I'll tell you what I think is causing my problems, my issues at the end of the video. So to answer the question, 1, yes, I'm not like that. But 2, to actually give you some advice, Clay is very much like that. In bodybuilding, he became very anal, very like, I need to stick to this so hard. He would weigh everything. Like once he starts, like even now, if he's like, oh, I want to like do something and lose weight, like 75 hard or something, like he knows his limit. So he needs to like not know when to not go that far. He's learned like, okay, I need to do everything but this. So he won't weigh his food because that makes him too much. And then he's like, oh, but I have to do every little thing, and then I have to nutrition facts, everything. I'm not worried about the nutrients. I'm not worried about macros, nothing like that. I'm worried about what item I may be sensitive to eating. With that, he gave me a couple tips, and he said, so 1, try to figure out where your limit is. So if it is weighing food out, for example, don't weigh the food out. Try to simplify it as much as you can. Like me, like just literally, what did I eat today for this meal? And that's it. If you need to go more in depth, you can. But to begin, I would suggest keeping it simple. Breakfast, you can put the time or not. Like I literally gave up writing the times, so I was like, whatever. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. You can even like, I forget sometimes to write it down, I'll just put it at the bottom that like I had snacks throughout the day that were this. Depending on your digestive system, if you know it well, you will want to organize things at least into like the proper time frame. Because for me, I know some things will affect me for 1 day, or it won't be 2 days, like will be 2 days later that I'll notice something. If you know that kind of structure, then at least you can analyze, okay, like when I went to the bathroom, it was like this. Well, that was probably from last night, or maybe that was from 2 days ago. So it can get really complicated if you have several things that you are sensitive to. And that's where it gets tricky. So for me, I know a lot of things that might like I have a limit on how many chips I can eat, for example. Or like the Oreos, like I should probably only have 1 or 2 because it will mess with my stomach. Tip number 1 is just to keep it simple. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and then even liquids, you could just put it by itself. For example, say I made like a marry me tofu. I'm just gonna put marry me tofu. If I need to know the ingredients specifically that are in that dish, I can go to my recipe book and I can find it. But for the sake of just doing this, just to remember what I ate so I can look back and be like, oh, yeah, that had this in it, that might have upset my stomach. I just make sure I have the like meal, unless it was simple, like when I showed you the I think I showed you hash browns with some cheese and this. Like sometimes I will make a weird meal or something, I don't know what I put on it, so I'll include those kind of small details. But if it was like a lasagna, I'm not going to put all the ingredients. I just want to say lasagna. Moving on. Tip number 2 from Clay, he said, make sure you have a clear start and end time, because that way you can make sure you're focused in on that time frame alone, and you're not like just like, oh, I don't know, I'm just gonna do this forever. I actually had a problem with that too originally when I tried to track, where when I set a goal, okay, let's do 2 weeks. Now I know, okay, for the next 2 weeks I'm doing this. I'm not just like, oh man, this is like forever and like blah 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 blah. It's hard. So if you actually say, okay, I'm doing it for 2 weeks, or I'm gonna do 2 weeks and then maybe I'll wait a couple days and then I'll do another set of 2 weeks, so it's basically a month's worth, but it doesn't feel like you're doing it for a month's worth. I don't know, I've never done that, so maybe that's not a good idea. But if you have a clear start and end time, that should help to keep things less messy too, so you're not just like racking your brain like, oh, I have to do this like so many details forever and it just feels like so much. The third tip that he gave me was to try to gamify it, so make it kind of like a game, or give yourself some rewards for tracking. So I didn't think about doing that, but that's actually a really good idea. But I have noticed I need to like write it down and then I'm free to carry on with my day. I'm not waiting till the end of the day to like, oh my god, oh, what did I eat? Like, just try to make it, give yourself a reward for actually doing it. I wish I had a little bit more I could say on that, because I haven't done that. So I don't know like how I would reward myself other than being like, oh, now I don't have to think about it anymore. So it's like checked off. So those are his tips. I hope that answers the question, and I hope it makes it less messy and more clear for you and anyone else that's like wondering about that kind of getting way too in depth on it, where like literally just keep it simple, and as soon as you find yourself going like, oh, I'm going way too in depth, just pull back, reset, like, okay. Anyways, I hope that this is coherent and like over the past 2 weeks this has made sense. I'm definitely feeling like really good other than my freaking throat. This seems to happen in waves for me, so I'll get good and I'll be good for like a week or two, and then all of a sudden I'll hit another thing. So this was my point of doing this, was to figure out what the heck is really bothering me, and I've come to a small conclusion that it could be oats, because I've noticed in the past things like oat milk or oat creamer, where even if it's gluten-free, to me, I think it's a very concentrated form of oats. It bothers me. So I've had in the past oat creamer and oat like milk, gluten-free, bother my stomach. I do eat oatmeal, gluten-free oatmeal every morning, but for some reason, it's fine. It's like the only thing I can eat for breakfast. So I don't know if I have a limit, or if the most basic form of oatmeal I can handle. Because I think about too the Daiya, when I thought, oh, I had like a lot of Daiya cheese over a couple of days, it must be the fat or something. No, it's made out of oats. Like literally the Daiya cheese is made from gluten-free oats. So that is one thing that I am thinking I'm gonna pay attention to, how much oat-based items I'm having in the future, cut back and see if I can have some improved gut health for the next like several weeks. So if you guys want an update, I'll do that. Comment down below. Let me know if you have any other questions, or anything that I said that maybe helped you in trying to do a food journal for yourself. I am not a medical anything. This is just based off of my own personal experience. So I hope I can help you anyways. And I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!